Welcome to the Work Hard, Play Hard podcast. My name is Rob Murgatroyd, and I am a former doctor turned lifestyle entrepreneur. Each week, I interview some of the best minds on the planet on the science of achievement and the art of fulfillment. Today's episode is a mini-sode that we call Fri-Date with the Wife. In these mini-sodes, my wife Kim and I deconstruct the strategies that we've developed over the last decade to not only grow personally, but to turn our struggles into lessons and create fulfillment in all areas of our lives. Excuses are over. It's time to live. Let's dig into today's topic. Well, Kimberly Ann Bancroft Murgatroyd,
What in the world is going on?
How are you today,
By the way,
my love?
this is take 3. I've been Johnson, McGillicuddy, and now I'm Bancroft. Okay, what in the world is happening today?
You know what we're going to talk about today, my dear?
I do. I wrote it.
Today's episode, we're going to walk you through the 5 steps to solving any problem, and we're going to start with our biggest problem that's in front of us.
Because you guys all want to know about our biggest problem,
Well,
right?
Maybe there's some lessons
This
there.
is going to be like tactical learning, okay? We're going to walk you through a learning lab on problem solving.
Maybe there's some lessons that they can learn. We're going to go over 3 things. 1, how to overcome the woe is me when you have a problem in your life. And number 2, why taking the emotion, the drama, the story out of the problem is key to solving the problem. And number 3, how you can actually enjoy solving the problem. All right. So let's start with our problems. Okay. So I feel like I want to lie on the couch. Look, here's the deal. I've been a chiropractor for 25 years. I've been telling people I'm moving to California for 24 years, and I haven't been able to get my ass to California. And the biggest block that I have to getting to California is to sell my chiropractic office. For whatever the reason, I have no idea why. It has just been this continuing challenge, right?
So we have 2. 1, we had to create an income to replace the income from the clinic because, you know, the clinic sale, as amazing as your clinic is not going to support us for the rest of our life. So we had to increase an income to replace the income of the clinic. And now we're at the point where we did that, you know, network marketing, amen. And now we're moving to sell the clinic. And that is the straw that's literally breaking the camel right now.
All right. So we thought we had it locked down, nailed down. Have you guys ever had this where you're like, okay, it's solved. I got it. It's done. Now we can go to plan B. We're good.
All right. So we went to Greece. We, had a plan. We knew what we were going to do. We knew how we were going to do it. We knew exactly what was going to go down. And then we came home. I went to yoga and I took it to my mat because, I'm a little kooky like that. And they said, set your intention for the practice. I was like going for clarity. And then I'm in Savasana and I said, universe, give me a sign of whether or not we are on the right path. And I walked out of yoga and literally 1 step out the door, my phone rings and Rob calls me and he goes, yep, that whole thing just fell through. That's not going to work. And here's why. And I was like, okay, universe, touche. And by the way, I was actually pissed at myself for asking the universe for a sign because I feel like I made that happen.
You just made it happen. Maybe it did, but actually it probably happened for a reason. So
it always happens for a reason.
Okay, so let's now break down after we went through the drama of our life sucks. Let's go through how we resolved it.
So I initially went into the woe is me and so did you. We came home and we were like, it's not going to work. And, this idea that we had created in our brain all of a sudden came to a sudden stall. And we both went into the pity party tizzy, right?
Right. So what happens is I sit there then and I go, this could never happen. I've been trying to sell my office for all these years. These things keep falling through. I wasn't meant, blah, 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 blah.
Why
right?
me? Why me? Why me? Why me? And so then how'd you get out of it?
Well, I went through this 5-step process. What is step number 1? Step number 1 is define the problem in 1 sentence. Okay. It didn't say bitch about the problem. It said define it. What is the problem?
Oh, I'm so going to put this up on our refrigerator later.
So what is the problem? Okay. Here's the problem. Here's the problem defined in 1 sentence. I want to sell my office. That's it. Right? How do I sell my office? I want to sell my office. However you want to word it, that's it. Take all the drama out of it. I want to sell my office is the problem, right? Or the intention. Step 2, what are the 3 things that are great about this problem? Well, once I sell my office, I'll make a pile of cash. I could move to California and I could stop doing something that's no longer serving me. Right? So now when you do that, you start looking at the problem through a different set of eyes and you start saying, okay, it's a problem. And then all of a sudden the texture of the word problem starts to change to challenge or goal or outcome, but it doesn't feel as this elephant that's sitting on your chest.
Isn't that interesting? If you reframe things from a problem to a goal or an outcome, that feels so different.
Has a different feeling for sure. All right. So number 3, put the problem in the form of an empowering question. So it might be something like, how can I sell this office by December 31st and enjoy the process? Right? So instead of like, oh my God, I got to sell it. Okay, well, let's ask a how question. How could I sell the office? Now the brain starts to go, oh, okay, you're not just bitching. You're not just looking for me to have misery loves company. You're looking for solutions. You're asking a how question. So your brain goes to work.
And by the way, that's how you take the emotion out of it. Because when things are emotional, your emotional side of your brain can't compete with the logical side of your brain. That doesn't work out so well. So it's really hard to solve a problem when you have massive emotion around it. And by the way, here's what I did in this situation. I went straight into gratitude. I started to list all of the things that I was grateful for this problem disappearing. And I said this to you, Rob. I said, okay, well, I'm grateful that we have the opportunity now to stockpile some cash. We have an opportunity to stay here with an additional income a little bit longer. We have the opportunity to have a few more months to grow our other businesses. Like literally went into what is this problem going to do for me and being grateful for each and every one of those things. And that totally changed my woe is me. It totally poured gratitude on top of this problem, which removed that negative emotion.
Yeah. So this is all about reframes, right? These are all just one continuous reframe so that you're not sitting there just, with this, gunny sack of emotion that's, sitting on your back like Quasimodo, walking around like, oh my God, this sucks, right? So then step 4 is, what are the 3 things I learned from this process? Well, when you sit down in this particular thing, there's no reason really for me to go into the specifics of the deal, but there are things that I learned that I'm going to do differently when I restructure how I want to do this in the future. So ask yourself, what did you learn from it? And then step number 5 is, how can you enjoy the process? Look, we've heard it a million times that it's not so much the goal, it's the journey. And really what I'm learning is so many things about I'm learning how to settle in and realize that solving this problem is not going to solve every single part of my life. And why not just enjoy this process and find a way that I can not only get what I want, but I can actually go through this process and enjoy it and not have a heart attack over it. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. And, just to give an idea, the biggest issue with this problem for us is not that we have this clinic and can't, just close it down or something. It's that it takes his time. And you guys, if you're in a business right now and you're trying to build, let's say you're in a job and you're trying to build your own business, online network marketing or something else, you're juggling a lot. And then if you have a family and a kid and a dog and all that on top of it, it's a lot to handle at one time and it's a lot to juggle. So being in this clinic for him is all about, it's a time suck for him. So we had to find ways, okay, well, if time is the biggest issue, if time in the clinic is going to pull him away from the podcast, pull him away from creating the most amazing mastermind experience, pull him away from the family, pull him away from making sure his body is on point and his stress is low, then that's a time problem. That's not a clinic problem. He can still manage a clinic and have a flourishing business without it being a time suck. We just had to think outside the box. So what did we do? We hired someone that is going to be able to relieve him of some duties in the clinic. And that is the best thing that we can do to remove him from that time suck. So sometimes it takes playing stupid idea time and thinking outside the box to find a way to remove these problems so you can actually enjoy the process.
I'll tell you something else. You and I haven't really talked about this because it just happened this past Sunday. But today, which is just a few days later, I feel better than I did when I had the quote perfect situation at hand just a few days ago that I was like, oh my God, I lost. And so for whatever the reason is, we've heard this expression before, things don't happen to us, they happen for us. And the older I get, the more I'm willing to accept that. So hopefully our story, offered you some new ways to look at your problems. And I would consider using this 5-step process. This will be listed out in the show notes. And by the way, once again, I did not come up with this. This is Tony Robbins.
That's awesome. I just wanted to comment on the universe. The universe is guiding you. And, for the last 24 years of Rob not being able to sell a clinic or do what he wants to do, get to California, all of that, I keep telling him the universe is guiding. And right now, the universe is guiding us. We are asking for what we want. We are taking action on our goals. We are accomplishing goals, and we are 75% of the way to making this dream happen. And right now, the universe is making some shifts in our life, and it may not feel good right now, but it always has a purpose. And we just have to remember that and connect to that. And I think that's the biggest key right there.
For sure. But you know what does feel good?
What?
Lewis House Summit of Greatness is coming up.
I can't wait. The Lewis House Summit of Greatness, just for you guys, it's this year in 2018. It's October 3rd to the 7th.
Okay, look, here's the thing. Kim's going to tell you about the event, but I'm going to give you my 2 cents before she goes in. I don't know. You're not going in.
Where am I going in? Am I going in somewhere?
You're explaining. So he's got this event. It's called the Summit of Greatness. And it is one of the most truly immersive experiences for, what is it, about 3 days, Kim? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
He has taken care of every detail from the moment that you arrive to literally from morning to afternoon to evening for those 3 days is so immersive. The relationships that you will form during that weekend is insane. So Kim, give me your 2 cents on the event.
I love this event because I really feel like there's something for everyone. What I love is that it's not like going to these other events where it's all like these massive headliners that, you see in that everybody wants to see, like I know we went
like they're doing the circuit.
Like you got the Guy Kawasaki, Tony Robbins and Gary Vee, it's not like that.
Is Guy Kawasaki still alive? I haven't seen him in 20 years. Where did that come from?
Oh, it just came out.
Guy Kawasaki. I mean,
I know.
No. I know what you're thinking of. You confused it.
Oh.
Do you know who you're thinking of?
Who?
Robert Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki, that one.
That is so
there
funny.
You go. My brain just reached.
I mean, that's 2 Kawasaki's.
Whatever.
I mean,
whatever. So
have you been having sake?
It's not like that where it's like all massive, massive headliners and you just got to get there. Our first event, we didn't know. I don't think we knew anyone that was speaking. The second year, we knew some of the people that were speaking. But let me tell you this, every single person brought an A game. They were unbelievable and would inspire you in such a deep and profound way. So, he has turned us on to so many interesting, unique people that I never would have known of before. And there's been takeaways from every single one of them. So that's my favorite part of this. That's what makes this event to me so unique.
The thing I get asked most often is about up-leveling your tribe. People say, hey, look, you hang out with some really, really cool people. How did you do that? That was intentional. Like, these people didn't just fall into our lives. This is us taking the time to go to events where these people are, interacting with them, and to Kim's point, adding tremendous value. So if you're in a position right now in your life where you're like, you've either seen Kim or I on social media hanging out with certain people, or you've seen some of our friends with certain people, and you're like, I want to up-level my tribe. Well, now is your chance to do it. Now is your chance to be a part of this. And let me tell you why this is going to be even better for you. It's going to be even better because we are the only people at this event that has a roped off section for just our people. And what does that mean? That means that if you're by yourself or you're with your spouse, you don't have to stand there in a room with, I guess there'll be 1,000 people probably this time, and be like, I don't know anybody. You come over to us, you give us a big hug and a kiss, and just introduce yourself. And then the rest will happen because you're going to get sucked into our worlds, and you will up-level your tribe like that. How'd you like that? That was my first sound effect on the podcast.
That
you like that?
That was amazing. You have a new future. So basically, last year, we bought a giant block of tickets because we believe in this event, and we bought them at the cheapest early bird price that Lewis offered, so we could pay it forward and share it with as many people as possible at that same price. So if you are interested, the tickets are $199. If you reach out to us, we will be able to give them to you. But here's how you get it. So you got to screenshot this episode and post it on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want. Tag Rob and I, and shoot me an email with that screenshot to heyjetset@gmail.com. And I will give you instructions on how to secure your ticket.
All right, look, here's the thing. Everybody does this at the last minute. So let me just be completely transparent with you.
We only have 7 tickets left.
We have 7 tickets left. That means that by the time you hear this, they will be gone. I promise you.
Well, hopefully not, because then this would be useless.
Well, I mean, by the time you hear this, they're going to be gone fast. Okay, so it's like they're not going to last, and that's not just the sales. They are going to go. Those tickets.
Yeah, we don't care because we don't make money on this. We're just trying
The tickets are now $499. Yeah. Okay, so we got them for $199. So if you want it, you get the idea. Do the thing that I don't know what she just told you to do, but do that thing that she just told you to do. That's it, everybody. Have a great week, and remember, excuses are over. It's time to live. All right. Thanks for listening. If you love this episode and you know someone that needs some help in either stepping up their work hard game or their play hard game, it would mean the world to me if you shared this podcast with them to help me get this movement out there. So if you like what you heard, head on over to iTunes, take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review, and I will be forever grateful. So until the next episode, excuses are over. It's time to live.